Okay, so I didn't even know I was going to be making a video on this, but I kind of feel like I should. I had pushed myself last year in 2019 to read at least one book every month, and I actually read, some months I read more than 2 or 3 books, just because the books were like poetry books or like a comic book, and I was able to, you know, crunch a lot of reading in that time. And I chose this year, 2020, to not pressure myself to read every month, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm still reading the same book that I've been reading for like almost 3 months now, and I'm barely halfway done with it, and it's a short book, but I'm enjoying myself more this year reading because I'm not pressuring myself to get, you know, a certain number of books done in a month, which I did last year, and it was awesome. I read 19 books in 2019, and today I'm going to go over the books that I read in 2019, and I'm going to go in order from how I read them from January through December. So the first one that I read was A Book That Takes Its Time by Irene, Smit, and Astrid Vanderhulst. I was going to say Vanderhurst. This one, this book is so good. Last year especially, I started getting into self-help a lot, and I found that this one was awesome and different because it has a lot of like stickers, and there's several pages like this where there's like stickers and like booklets that open up, like this one. Here it opens up. I think that's super cool, and it comes out like a pop-up book, and it reminds you of like being a little kid in school. Look at this one, a 30-day notebook. I think it's really awesome. Oh no, the notebook's like coming out. And then the very last page had like stickers or something. I don't know where it's at. But if you want to get, if you want to have like fun reading a book that's like self-care, that would be this one. And I took my time reading it, even though I read it in a month. It's kind of, you know, easy to read it in a month. But I really recommend that one. The book I read for February of 2019 was Self-Care for the Real World by Nadia Narain and Katia Phillips. Is this one? And these are all, just so you guys know, I found all these books from just walking through Barnes & Noble. I can't tell if it's focused or not. Okay. This one was super minimalistic if you like that vibe, which I love that vibe. It's literally just, they also have recipes in here, which I think is cool. I'm not sure if the last one had recipes. But like, look at how minimalistic it is. See, it's like a photo, and then it's like words. I really like that one. That one's how to be on your own, especially when you don't want to be. So I was like really into the self-care vibe. Kind of getting into the spiritual stuff, but more of the self-care. Kate Moss reviewed it, and Sienna Miller. This one's really good, guys. I loved it a lot. The book that I read in March was Love in Style and Life by Garance, Doré. This one, all of them I found at Barnes & Noble myself. I didn't do any research on anything. Okay, so this one I think was really cool, and it was totally the vibe that I was looking for the month of March. It was literally nothing but like blogging type of writing, and that's actually what this is. This author, she actually got really popular through her blog. I forgot what it's called, her blog, but it's super cool. It's like super like New York fashion, and she talks a lot about her how she became successful. This is her in the back. Okay, so the book that I read in April was called A Year Living Happily. They're week-by-week activities that help you unlock the secrets of a happier way of being, by Lois Blyth. This one. And once again, I honestly like the books that are like really colorful and interactive, because I'm visually, for like the self-help ones, I mean, I could read a novel that's like just simple words on paper and white and black font and I'll be fine, but like when it comes to self-help, I think it makes it so much more fun and it puts the vibe right. Because if you're like trying to help yourself, you're trying to make yourself feel better, and like with colors and drawings and visuals. And okay, so we're not supposed to, but in the book it says to do like a weekly activity. I did it every day. I didn't do it every week. So like for example, like week 8, shape up for happiness. Like everything that it told me to do here, I would do it in a day instead of a week. I honestly like don't have the patience to do it like a whole week, because I wanted to get through the book, you know, or else it would have taken me like a whole year, just this book. Just not what I wanted to do. So this one was really good. I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to find a good, okay, look at this one. Week 11, do something differently, and then the assignment is, the activity is reflect on becoming less complacent. I feel like a teacher. Like a teacher, remember the teacher would read to you like this? And they'd be reading like, so the class sitting down like this. They're reading like this. I still remember that. So I think the book that I read in April was, I mean not April, May, was My Friend Fear, because I don't know if I read it in April as well. So I feel like this is where the lines start to get blurred of which books I read in which month, because the books got shorter, so I was able to fit more into, you know, into a month. So I'm not going to continue saying I read so-and-so book in April or May or whatever. I'm just going to say the next book that I read was, because I have the right order that I read them in, but I don't know if I read them in that particular month. No one even cares. Okay, whatever. My Friend Fear, okay, so I had seen this book, I think like a year ago, like 2018, before I read it in 2019, and I was always curious about it. I'm like, you know what, that sounds like a really cool book. Like who makes their book called My Friend Fear? Oh, the author is Meera Patel. Let me show you again. Meera Patel, this is the book. You guys, this book is so good. I love this book. Everyone has their own fears that they either were like conditioned to having, or just like conditioned to having. We all have our own fears that we are scared of, and this book really helps you realize that your fears are like your guideposts. You should become friends with them. And I thought it was like too out there, like why would you want to be friends with your fear? Like it doesn't make sense. But just read it. It helps. It works. Just become friends with your fears. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone's gonna you know, experience it differently and go on their own different path on doing so and how to do that. And I think the way this book helped me do it was really well done, the way I interpret it. And I think it's all part of integration. Like you need to integrate your fears into yourself, because if you don't, you're just going to be a roadblock in your path. And your fears are there for a reason. They're not there to scare you. Like they're there to help you. And I think just becoming aware of the fact that they're not there to hurt you, that your fears are there to help push you towards something that could, you know, challenge you. I think that is a step in the best direction for your best path. So that's my 2 cents on that book. Maybe I'll do a bigger review on this, because it's I actually want to talk more about it, but I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long. Okay, so the thing with this book is that I had found it, I was going through the like metaphysical section in Barnes & Noble and it caught my eye, and the way I saw it was this single version, which is like this. Oh, it's so blown out. Can you see that? Okay, let me try to focus it with the camera. Why is it not focusing? Should I lower the light? Okay, I'm just gonna do that now. I'm just gonna lower the light. So it's called Conversations with God, Book 1, and it's by Neale Donald Walsch. So, oops, sorry, I'm trying to adjust the ring light. So this book intrigued me because I'm like, conversations with God, Conversation implies that, you know, they're responding to you as well. It's not a one-way train. So I took a peek into it, I think like 2018, and I read like one chapter or a couple pages of it. I don't even think I read one chapter. I read like a couple pages of it in the store, and I was like, whoa, this is like so cool. Like, this guy is talking to God, and God is replying back to him. And I actually, having read all the books now, or like the main ones in the series, I think he's more of a channeler, the author. I think the author's more of a channeler now. I didn't really understand how he was talking to God, but I think he's actually more of a channeler and just channeling higher dimensional beings. So I'm honestly not even going to say anything about this because I think I'm going to make a separate video just on this whole series. I have so much to say on this. It's probably going to be an hour-long video, to be honest, if I just go on a rant about this one. Not a rant, but like an actual good review about this book. Go get it. If you want to start your like spiritual journey, do it. Start with this one. Just have to say, if there's any like background noise, like door slamming or whatever, it's like actually impossible to get quiet around here. Like, I honestly can't even make a video without any sounds to save my life. The next book is Simple Matters by Jenny Mustard. Lower the light. Okay, so Jenny Mustard, I didn't even know she had a book until I had to watch one of her YouTube videos. She's awesome. She's a minimalist. I love her style. I actually bought something from the brand COS, because of something she wore, and I thought it was really cool. It's not the same thing that she wore that I got, but it's super minimal type of fashion. It looks almost like Equals meets Capital Hunger Games vibes, the shirt, kind of. So this one is a lot of self-help as well. I think she's awesome, and she lives where I dream of living, in Sweden. This is a little bit of a book. She gives you fashion tips, which I think is awesome. And embrace your imperfections, guys. She says, oh my god, it's so blown out, but like, okay, I'm annoyed by lowering the light every second. This is that. Okay, sorry, this video's all over the place. It's because I have to keep adjusting the light. And this is her and her man. It's a really good book. I liked it. I took my time with it. It was a pretty quick read. So I forgot where I saw the gift edition of Conversations with God, but this is it. Sorry for the lower light again. This is what it looks like. It's so beautiful. And now the pages are like all like dirty, whatever, but this, okay. I'm saying it. I'm not gonna regret saying this. This is the best book ever. This is the best book ever, okay? Even if you don't have a faith, you cannot help but agree that this book is the best book ever. This is like a new Bible. So obviously this is Neale Donald Walsch again. And this is actually book 1, 2, and 3. And I think I read 2 and 3 back to back. And I love this one because the reason why I didn't get like book 2 and book 3 separate is because I like how it's so much easier to differentiate who's God and who's Neale with the blue and the black. Because in the other books, it's just like indented. I mean, not indented, it's in italics. So this one's like 700, almost like 730 pages. This is my favorite book ever. You have to read it. I also want to say the first book is about more like personal problems and personal relationships. The second book is more about political and educational like standpoints, and then the third one is all about like universal, multiversal, spiritual, metaphysical, psychic, energetic, all those things. So book 3 was like my favorite one. So I think I read this one like one page. I think it was like 1 or 2 pages every morning. The Wisdom of Sundays by Oprah Winfrey. This book is definitely more of like, I guess you'd call it like a devotional or like morning motivation. If you want like a book where you could just wake up, read something really quick to motivate you and inspire you, this is that book. There's a ton of people that are like gurus and people that are really good at positivity, to be honest. I really love how it's laid out, like the way the pages are, the way they feel. I'm super picky about the things that I read and how they feel. The pages feel awesome. I still have to get the sequel to this. I don't know if it's a sequel, but it's like, I forgot what the sequel's called. But this one's super, super good if you want to become like a positive, like overall person. I don't know, I just like keep fidgeting so much, like touching my head, touching my hair, like stuff gets, yeah, I mean, what hair? Touching my head. It's just like, I literally took a shower and I'm like itchy. The next one is Conversations with God, book 4. I think this one was written like 10 years after book 3 was written. It's called Awaken the Species. See that? Okay, so this one was awesome because it talks about how higher evolved beings, which he abbreviates HEBs, higher evolved beings live in other, I don't know if he says, I don't remember if he just mentions or galaxies or universes. I don't remember, but just how higher evolved beings live. And it's a kind of like a guide on how to, for us as a human race, to ascend faster so that we can become one of those higher evolved beings as well. So this one's obviously amazing. I mean, it would have to, I wish there was a edition where it has book 4 as well, but I keep looking at the corner of my window seeing someone, it's like no one. Going crazy. This one's really good. Really recommend this one. Okay, so Call Me By Your Name. I saw the movie first. It actually didn't ruin it for me, because a lot of books that get adapted into films are like terrible, like so bad, like vomit. This one was actually really good. The adaptation into the film and the book itself are like equally as awesome. They're really good, really well written. Here it is. Call Me By Your Name. So the movie came out in 2017, I believe, and it is like a nostalgic, like vintagey looking Italian escape getaway of self-discovery, kind of fun and like self-discovery. And the book itself is like that. It was a great book to read in the summer. I think I read this one in August, and it's a great book to read in the summer. It takes place in the summer, and it reads like a stream of thought, like how you would picture your thoughts in your head, like narrating themselves. It's kind of how this book flows, which I think is really awesome. It feels like almost like I wrote it, because I kind of write like that. I know a lot of other authors write like that, where it's kind of like just like a stream of thought. And I think this one was really awesome. I haven't read the sequel yet, but I heard it's really good, so hopefully I have time to get into it. I mean, I have all the time in the world right now, basically, but I bought like 9 books for 2020, so I'm still reading The Vortex, which is the book that I've been reading for like 2 months now, but I will hopefully get to the sequel of this one. Great, like something just went into my contact. Whole Beauty by Shiva Rose. Guys, this book is like, okay, it's not gonna be perfect because the things are like, the letters are like reflective. Shiva Rose, I have so many good things to say about Shiva Rose. I found out about her way before Kourtney Kardashian had her on her Push blog and her Push YouTube video, and yeah, that she has her own beauty line. It's all organic. I haven't bought anything from them, so I can't really say anything about them, but they look really cool and really good, really well made. They look really well made, and I think she's awesome. I think she's like a, what would you call her? I think she's like so in tune with her, with nature and like her goddess self. She does like rituals in this book for like different goddesses and different goddess energy. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the book. It's her right there. And she also shows different breathing techniques, which I think is awesome. She shows different recipes for, I think some of them are like food as well, but most of them are for like beauty regimens, like for hair, for face and body. Same. Magical Matcha. When this one came out, I was like super happy because I'm obsessed with matcha. I love matcha, it's so good. Essential oils. So I'm gonna tell you that when I had told my friends that I was reading this book, I would post like photos of it, of like the pages and like the recipes, and my friends would ask me like what I thought of the book. And the thing that caught my attention the most in the book when I finished reading it, when I like, you know, I can't really say like what caught my attention most until I finished reading the whole thing. The thing that caught my attention most was the story when she goes a little girl. She was in Iran. She was living in Iran. She had a stepsister, and her little baby brother was trying to copy what her dad was doing, and wanted to drink like alcohol, but he actually drank bleach. So her stepsister had known this trick where if you have yogurt, it has like it creates like a coating in your intestines. So it's crazy because like I couldn't even imagine applying something like that I know so quick to an emergency situation. I feel like I would just like panic and be like scared, and I really like just like my brain would shut down in a situation like that, where like your baby brother drinks bleach out of a bottle because he doesn't know like the difference between, you know, what's what. And so literally because her stepsister knew that trick of, she had the baby brother take a lot of yogurt intake it, and that basically saved the baby's life because it created a coating in the intestine. And I never knew that yogurt could do that, or that it does that. And so I kind of cried a little bit reading that part, because that I can't even imagine that, and like how I would react to that. So that is the thing that stood out the most to me in this book, on top of all the other awesome things that are in here. That's probably the only sad thing that was in the book. But yeah, this one is really awesome. So the next two are two poetry books. I think I read like 3 books in this month. I don't remember what month it was, but it was probably like September, or yeah, it was September. So I read these in September. The princess saves herself in this one. I've seen this one like so many times online and at Barnes & Noble, and people talking about it. This one's pretty good. And Love Looks Pretty on You by Leav. It's Leav, not Leav. I don't know why people keep saying Leav. I mean Leav. I don't know why people keep saying Leav. It's Leav. She says it so many times. She's my favorite because I've been reading like all her poetry except Sea of Strangers, which I still need to read. That's going to be my poetry book this year. This one's awesome. She is so good. I made a review on Sad Girls once. It's a really good book by her, but it was just like super cringy, so I never uploaded it. So if you guys heard of Gabrielle Bernstein, she's awesome. I actually found her from a YouTube video on Super Soul Sunday on the Oprah's channel, YouTube channel, and was it? Yeah, she was talking about this book, but I didn't know it was a book. Now I do, and I read it in October of last year, and it was awesome. This is like, oh, it's called The Universe Has Your Back. This is like the epitome of, just wait for the light to adjust. Oh my god, I look red. I look red. Hopefully I don't, because I've edited by now when it's posted, but I look red. Okay, this book is awesome because, there I go again, red. This book is one if you're looking for like guidance. If you need to practice how to like talk to your higher self or higher power, this is the book that you need. She helps you with meditations, and wow, literally the page I just opened to, I'm not kidding, swear to God, the page I just opened to, 78, is talking about how I have autofocus on, but it's like totally actually not doing that. This is the page where she says ask for your sign. That's one of my favorite parts in the book. I don't even want to tell you about it, but this book is awesome if for the person that is looking for like guidance in their spiritual journey, or in their just regular personal life. Even if you're not spiritual, to be honest, I think it'll work and apply just as well. So I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this book if you've been to Barnes & Noble in the oh my god, I almost tripped, self-help section. I hope it's pronounced Lagom instead of Lagom. I don't know, maybe you can pronounce it both ways. I pronounce it Lagom. Super obsessed. I'm super obsessed with Swedish anything. Swedish design, interior design, lifestyle. Sorry, I'm doing that because I'm trying to adjust the light. This lighting is just not doing it, like the color changing. Niki Brantmark is the author of this one. So Lagom basically means not too much, not too little. It's the way that the Swedish people live. I thought it was really great. It's kind of like a how to live like a Swedish person. I've been wanting to read this one for like 3 years now, and I finally got to it. And I don't know if it's because I was so like tired by this point. It was like November when I was reading this. I was like so tired by this point of reading like so many books in the year that I kind of like maybe didn't really appreciate this one that much, but it was good, but it just, I don't know why, I feel like I expected more out of it. There's so much content in it though, but like, I don't know, it was still fun. It was just like not my favorite one for some weird reason. I don't know why, but I'm not saying it's not good because it was good, but it was just not my favorite one. I don't know, it's just, that's how I feel about it. I don't know, but I liked it. Go get it. So if you know me really well, you know that I love Marvel and comic book characters, especially X-Men. They're my favorite team of superheroes. Like, who are the Avengers and why are they taking all the money that the X-Men should be making if they were under the right hands? This is X-Men brand design by Piskor. Second Genesis. Is it focusing? This book was awesome. So it's literally like ginormous. Like, look at the size of this. It's a soft, it's a paperback. I was gonna say soft cover, who says that? Look, this is Jean as the Black Queen. So my favorite thing of X-Men is the Phoenix Saga, obviously. And they kind of like condense it all. Look at her Marvel Girl outfit. I love this outfit. I use it in my Ultimate Alliance game. See? So that's kind of how it looks. The whole, it's very like vintagey feel, but it kind of like feels new because it's not like, actually no, it doesn't feel new. It just feels new because it's like a brand new for me, but I'm trying to find one where she's like, look at this Wolverine outfit. Awesome. Cool. Cool. I love this one so much. Oh, and then I like the very, very beginning. Like, it's like thousands of X-Men comic covers. Like, what the heck? Look at that. So cool, right? This one was awesome. I read this one in November as well. So the very last book I read in 2019, it kind of took me longer than a month to read this one. I think like the first or second week of January, maybe the whole month of January, to be honest. I think, I don't remember, I took to read this one. So December and most of January. Metahuman by Deepak Chopra. He's awesome, you guys. His article on Poosh.com, Kourtney Kardashian's blog, oof, it is so good. Like, it's really, really good. It's pretty long, but it's like so good. Like, I love it so much. Honestly, I was really excited to read this one because I thought I needed a little bit of like the science-y kind of vibe for the year. I had a little bit too much self-help and a lot of spirituality and metaphysical stuff that I was reading. So I felt like a science-y kind of one would help, you know, like balance out the whole thing. But this one was like, to be honest, like, I think his blog on Poosh, that's like pretty long, is better than this book. Does that mean? The book was great. I liked it, but to me it was not the best. Like, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just like not, maybe it was too much like a textbook for me at some points, sometimes a little bit too much educationally. I don't know how to say it. Like, it was a little, maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it or the vibe for it. But that was my last book that I read, and hopefully all those books are like available on Barnes & Noble right now. They're like all sold out, because I know like everything is like sold out right now because of the pandemic, everybody buying everything. I know all the Nintendo Switches are sold out. Good thing I bought mine before they all sold out. I mean, before they all really, really sold out. Like, I was able to get like the last ones. Yeah, so those are all the books I read in 2019, and just wanted to say, don't ever feel pressure. Don't ever pressure yourself to read. Don't do it. Just do it for enjoyment. That's kind of why I hated when school like makes you read books. I never enjoyed any of the books that school had made me read ever, because I never willingly wanted to read them. So it's just the truth. But hopefully I have another video coming out the end of the year of the books that I read in 2020. And yeah, just don't ever pressure yourself. Hopefully you guys like one of these books. I know I loved them all, but some more than others.